Hi guys. I do want to read on the Georgia races, but it's January 5th. They're still almost like a month away. But you know, we could see how it looks. How is it looking? We'll say that cups are Democrats and pentacles are Republicans. How's it looking for the Georgia race? How's it looking for, oh, okay. Okay, well, I do think it's a little, it might be a little too soon to say. It feels like in the end, it's a mixed answer. But there are some interesting things in here that are worth mentioning. Page of Pentacles does tell me that I think that those two who are already in the Senate have an advantage, which I think is always how it is. It's a lot easier to keep your seat than to win a seat from someone who is the sitting senator. So I see that here covered by the Hierophant, which I just read as this new election, that this is the government needing to do a second election. And this is really interesting to me. The sun at the surface and justice at the base. I feel like this was meant to happen exactly like this, because justice here, the scales of justice, are here beneath the surface, sort of pushing all of this out into the sunlight to be exposed. I think that maybe, I think we've all learned a lot from this time of having to pay special attention to these two Republicans and wondering why in the world, sorry, but why in the world does anyone want these people representing them? I'm talking about Kelly Loeffler and David Perdue, who seem to be sort of insider trading and making all this money, and they just seem like robots to me. And I think that's the kind of thing, well, at least the exposing some of hypocrisy and the truth of these people was meant to happen. And you know, there's a lot of other things you can learn from this, and just the importance of voting, that sort of thing. But these people really just seem like almost like cartoon villains. It's crazy. They just were not meant to win the first time. This extra election was supposed to happen so that we could learn some things and see some things and have some things be exposed. Ace of Cups. This is why we have to do it, because this outpouring of, well, the cups being like the heart of Democrats coming out strong. New Democrats coming out strong. And this was in the near past. This is what happened in the election. And coming forward, Page of Wands, this is more like news, more stories, more information coming out. So we can expect that to happen. And you know, with this stuff, it seems like it'll be more exposing of truths coming out. This Knight of Wands is here in like the present circumstances and judgment in the environment. I see this as, this Knight of Wands is like a Stacey Abrams coming out and others coming out to get people to register to vote. This judgment, if you see, you know, on Judgment Day or whatever, people sort of rise up, and that's what's happening in this card. And I feel that to be people rising up, like these crows are rising from sort of maybe not paying attention to elections to paying attention. And a lot of that is thanks to Stacey Abrams or those on her team or others trying to just call attention to these things and to get people to come out to vote. So we do have people, I think I read that there have been like 1 million new registered voters in Georgia since the last election. So that's happening. Hopes and fears, this Two of Swords, this would be like, I mean, this is just what we're all feeling. This is why I'm doing this reading. What's it going to be? What's it going to be? What's it going to be? This Two of Swords.
This is also a card of self-protection or defensiveness. I do feel this more as the GOP or the two Republicans who are already in the seats wanting to just sit still and hold on to power. And I think of how David Perdue didn't even debate with Jon Ossoff. He's just trying to be defensive and self-preserve.
That blindfolded crow just wondering, which way is this going to go? Everybody has hopes and fears on that. Ace of Wands, this just tells me like, you know, before I did these clarifiers, it's just like, yep, there's going to be an election. There's going to be a call made. And it wasn't really giving me which way it was going to go. And then I went to the base at that time, and this just tells me it depends on how many people come out to vote. This Knight of Swords is people coming out to vote. This Three of Swords, that is heartbreak, or it can be people have difficulties voting. Well, and then I get it with this Eight of Pentacles, which for me in these election reads have been like counting those votes. Or actually, for me, it's like this crow is voting. So it's like people coming out to vote. And I don't know why this Three of Swords is in the middle of people coming out to vote. We've got a couple of negative cards here with this Three of Swords and this Eight of Swords, which is like being trapped. So, you know, I just have concerns because this is such a free card. Knight of Swords, going out to vote. And then it's like, there's a problem with the machine or something, you know, like something broke. I'm coming out to vote. Here I am doing my vote. And this is like, the lines are really long or something like that. Do you know what I mean? I don't want to put anything negative out there, but it's just sort of something that just maybe concerns me. I mean, that can be fixed by the time we get there. It doesn't necessarily mean that's going to happen. The Magician with the Star card, it just seems like it might end up being sort of a big deal. Like maybe it won't just sort of resolve very quickly. I don't know, this card always makes me feel good, this Star card. The Magician are just like a lot of different powers that be working together. Maybe it's like a recount or something. And whoever wins, wins. I do get a Queen of Wands here with a Three of Cups and a King of Pentacles. So, you know, of course, the only woman in the mix is Kelly Loeffler.
I take that back. I'm adding a voiceover here because I was stuck on this Queen of Wands being Kelly Loeffler because she has none of the passionate, fiery qualities of a Queen of Wands. She's like a drone robot to me. Now, Kamala Harris is a Queen of Wands for me, and it hits me right now that Kamala would be very relevant to the outcome of this reading because if the two Democrats win, she would be the Senate tiebreaker. So I take that as a very good sign that this could be Kamala here with the Ace of Wands and the Three of Cups, which is Democrats celebrating. So keep that hope in mind. Though there is also a King of Pentacles here, which, as I'll explain, does feel like David Perdue to me. Though it also occurs to me it's possible he's here because he's being charged for his financial crimes, which would make sense with the cards like the Justice Rising and the Sun exposing cards and the new stories coming out. So I guess we'll stay tuned and keep hoping for the best outcome for justice and for the country.
This Three of Cups is like, for me, has been Democrats celebrating. Those cups blue. You know, that would be cool. I do have a King of Pentacles here. David Perdue would be my King of Pentacles because he is this massive trader, stock trader, while he also works for the government. I think more than anyone. I think he trades stocks more than anyone else in the government and makes like millions and millions. Surely with insider information, but somehow he gets to keep doing that. Why is he here in the end? I don't know. Doesn't make me very happy. And I keep wondering, I understand that if you're voting for one race, you have the option to vote for both. So it's hard for me to believe that one of them would win. And like, for instance, if you go to vote for Warnock, Reverend Warnock, you would surely vote for John Ossoff. So it seems like either both of them win or both of them lose. But I'm feeling, I don't know. Is it possible that one of them wins and one of them loses? There's fighting. This 5 of Wands is fighting. Now I do see a Page of Cups. This would tell me a brand new person in the Senate, Cups being Democrats. This Knight of Cups is being given, being given. So fighting over possibly this new Democrat coming into the Senate. And then I do get some Pentacles right after it. So we have a 6 of Pentacles with a Knight of Pentacles, which makes me think, does David Perdue get to keep his spot? And then, by the way, this 5 of Swords is here, which is like a stealing. I don't know how that happens, though, how one of them could steal the election. I don't know. So it's not like a very solid answer. I almost just think that the cards are saying, like, it could go either way. And there's a slight advantage to those Republicans. But for some reason, this process, and I keep trying to find the real positive in this, but some reason the process is exposing a lot of things that needed to be exposed. I would think they would be exposed so that we can vote well and correctly and move on with a happier Democratic Senate majority, or, a way to move forward without the corruption. I don't know why else it would all be coming out. I'd say it's still up in the air, but that there's a lot of positive, there is some positive momentum, certainly, with the justice. We have the Ace of Cups was the new awakening of the hearts of people. The exposure with the justice coming up, more stories coming out. I mean, this is all great. The Knight of Wands with the Judgment, like people wanting to vote, wanting to get involved, waking up to things. I just am not sure this outcome and all of this just feels very dicey. It's just like I'm not sure. So it must, possibly just a little too soon to know. But either way, there's good forces here for positive, and we'll just hope for the best. So thanks for watching. Love having people to share my reads with. So thank you for being here and for your comments and your likes. And I'll talk to you guys next time. Bye.